Hurry up, you bucket of bolts. We have to contain this thing now.
I assure you, Suen, if non-stop badgering could solve problems, you'd be better at fixing things than litter. Okay, Sin, try it again.
Ugh, do I really have to?
LAPLACE.
Charging hero cannon!
Okay. Ugh, does she really need to hold that rocket launcher against my head during this entire process? It's been 6 hours.
We've already had one mimetic virus outbreak. We don't need a second one.
But Suen, you're so good at turning one problem into many. 3 corrupt Nikkes turned into opening up the entire arc to a rapture invasion. And don't even get me started on YUNI.
I should scrap you right now.
You don't want to do that.
I don't want to do that.
In fact, you want to remove this converter and let me go right now.
Maxwell, remove Sin's convert. Ow! Sorry about that, but my hero slap was the only thing that could break through this villain's corrupting words.
You know, Suen, if you actually checked the emails your Nikkes send you, you'd have seen Kilo's warning and could have prevented this disaster from ever happening.
Me? This is Ingrid's. Wait, Kilo's a Missilis Nikke? This is Ingrid's fault. The pilgrim responsible for this disaster used to be an Elysian Nikke, and now that Nikke is posting mind switch-inducing papers all over the outpost. I'm gonna kill whoever gave her that unremovable glue. We can't even rip these pages down.
Which is why we're using Sin's mind-controlling abilities to create a counteracting agent that prevents Nikkes who read it from undergoing a mind switch, and hopefully cure the ones who already have been infected, like Drake. Or at least I think she had a mind switch. It's kind of hard to tell if she or LAPLACE are acting extra insane or just normal insane.
I could never be taken down by a mere piece of paper, even if that paper is filled with smut so disgusting even Ezer says it would be unethical to test it on Nikkes. To keep my mind sharp, I focus on all the heroic poses me and my fellow Missilis Nikkes have done, with mine obviously being the most heroic. Come on, Suen, join me in ranking all the amazing burst animations Missilis has. What? No, that's a waste of time.
You want to do a tier list.
I want to do a tier list.
Sin, I know what you're doing, but if it'll get Suen off my back while I work, I'm not going to stop you.
This tier list will be covering the burst animations for all Missilis Nikkes. We won't be ranking N102, Ether, Mihara, or the mass-produced Elysian Nikkes since none of them actually have burst animations. Rankings will be based on how detailed the animation is, the character's burst voice lines, how well everything thematically fits the Nikke, plus how good it looks when set as a lobby wallpaper. We'll also be considering alternative costumes. Well, costume, since Missilis only has one character, Drake, that has an alternate burst animation. Anyway, we should start with the heroes of the arc, Matisse. And as their leader, I'll go first.
Come on, everyone. Let's score one for the good guys.
LAPLACE is the pride of Missilis, and personally designed by me. Of course hers is perfect. The best of the best. Nothing those trash other CEOs make could ever compete.
As much as I'd like to rain on your parade, after having that cannon pointed at my head for way too many hours, I have to admit it is pretty sweet. In fact, I think it will be very useful very soon. As far as the animation, the firing animation is spectacular, though I very much do not want to see it in person. Easy S tier.
Next is Drake's original burst.
There's more where that came from.
Who in research and development approved that line? It's way too generic. And that background is somehow even more generic. Maxwell, hurry up and fix this right away.
Kinda busy trying to save the arc and not permanently damage Sin's brain in the process.
You're joking, right? Your tests aren't really going to mess with my brain, right?
Just tell me if you start smelling burnt toast. That tends to be the first sign when I accidentally activate one of my colleagues' little back doors.
Back to Drake. While her burst is flashy with the lightning and dramatic pose, its unpolished aspect proves that villainy can never surpass heroism. B tier. And now for her gotcha skin burst.
Oh wow, I need Quincy to nab me a car like that.
Drake backstat her company credit card buying that thing. Damn you, Rupee.
You think any viewer gets that subtle reference to the ranking every Nikke costume tier list?
Well, if they don't, they should definitely go check it out. Marin and the Talenton squad rank every skin, both free and paid. Find out which ones are worth taking out a second mortgage for.
Paying for things is for ugly people. Who needs credit cards when you can have so many obedient admirers like I do? Back to the skin though. It's great. Her yelling vroom vroom is really what sells it, as the animation itself is just pretty good. A tier.
Last is mine.
Max power. Go!
It's just as good. S S tier. Olive Matisse is S tier.
Oh, come now. You want to tell the truth.
It's not great. Yeah, Maxwell, what's the deal? As a member of Matisse, you must have a heroic, eye-catching special attack. Just standing in front of an explosion and cocking your gun is something I'd expect from a sidekick.
Well, if I wasn't constantly wasting time removing glass fragments from this one's armor and gear, maybe I could have cooked up something better. I'll settle for D tier.
Well, if you want to raise and rebuild your burst animation, I know just the one who can help. It's Litter.
Woohoo! Let's have a party!
Volt carries 90% of this burst.
Are you saying that because both you and he have the same ears?
Minus 50 points. I'll remember that, Suin.
As if I care. Back to the burst. It's great. Missilis PR says adding a dog to anything improves audience retention, and Letter's dialogue and animation are just as cute as anything that weirdo Mustang could ever put out. S tier. Now for the second half of Mighty Tools, it's CENTI.
Raise and rebuild are all-powerful tools!
What I would give for a capable assistant like CENTI on my squad, and her burst isn't too bad either.
Hey, I've offered to be your assistant, and you keep turning me down! Missilis is still paying fines to the central government from your last attempt to help improve Maxwell's designs. You're banned from touching anything in her lab ever again. Darn! Well, back to the burst. CENTI's is nice, if simple. No explosions, no funny jokes, no sex appeal. It's a pretty plain animation that doesn't really do anything special. C tier. This next one, though, holds a special place in every Year 1 player's heart. It's Anne, Miracle Fairy.
Life is ephemeral. Memories are eternal.
I don't have any strong feelings about this burst. Nope.
And here I thought you'd want to share your feelings. 10 points if you do.
I want to protect Anne's smile. I'm so happy I got to help her. And this burst matches her so well, with the butterfly motif and heartbreaking voice line. A tier. Wow, Suin, I knew you were a nice girl.
Nice? Maybe this next burst, Yunis, will change your mind.
Looking forward to this. I'll be with you until the very end.
Wow, this certainly hits different after recent events. Who'd have thought there was still room for more depression on this list after Anne's burst?
What are you talking about? Coo! Suin, what did you just... Coo?
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 Coo! 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 Coo, coo, coo! Coo! Coo, coo, coo! 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 Coo!
Coo, 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 coo. Coo, 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 coo.
Coo? Coo? Coo, coo! Coo, 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 coo! Coo, coo! Coo, coo! Coo! Coo, coo! Coo, 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 coo! Coo, coo! Coo, coo! Coo! Coo tier!
Violence is always the answer.
Is it over?
Does anybody want to explain what the hell just happened?
Every hero knows when you cut to a new episode, everything goes back to normal. Giant 500-foot-tall lizard in downtown destroying hundreds of buildings and killing thousands? Don't worry, everything will be back to normal by the next episode. It's the superhero rules. Well, unless you're dumb enough to try and make your heroes gritty and dark, then flying through buildings and lasering everything becomes a reckless and idiotic thing to do, and will make your audience super uncomfortable.
I'm not sure whether to be happy you know that these things are reckless, or terrified that you think we live in a superhero show.
Aren't we supposed to be rating Crow?
Basically no animation in the live 2D, a low-resolution static background, and, oh yeah, she's Crow, F tier. And next is another dastardly villain. It's JACKEL.
Hear them apart!
You must really like this one, huh, Sin? She acts like a dog, and you look like one with those stupid converter ears.
Again with the dog jokes, huh? I've been locked up for so long, I can barely remember what a cute puppy even sounds like. Suin, be a good girl, and show me how a good dog behaves.
I don't... Woof! 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 Please, Master, take me for walks and play with me. I'll be a good girl. Give me a treat. Woof! Woof!
That's going to get clipped. As sure as I am that countless thirsty Nikke fans are desperate to hear the actual Suin say these things, I'd prefer never to have to hear it.
Don't worry, Maxwell. I already told you how to fix this. Just move to the next episode by wrapping up this Nikke's burst review. It's a fun burst with well-acted dialogue. While there were probably more creative directions they could have taken it, it's still perfectly fine. B tier.
And now for the main event. I'm sure you're so sorry for keeping me waiting, but I'm generous. I'll only subtract 10 points. Don't worry, you can earn all that and more by placing me in S tier. I have something to say. Wanna hear it? No need to be shy. Feel free to praise me. Now.
No, Yes, it's peak. The best. None of us compare.
So on theme. So trippy. Such a unique art style. No, my fellow heroes! We must resist her dark powers. This animation is just an overrated acid trip. Also, you literally have no torso in it. How can a character as hot as you not show off your body in a burst? It's only A tier.
What? No! No!
I'm saved. LAPLACE, blow her head off right now.
I know you can be hot-headed, but we still need her for that cure, remember?
And given your track record for blowing up heads, there's like a 50-50 chance you accidentally end up killing the wrong target.
Why you? Well, at least smack her with your cannon.
Ow!
You're guilty of serious crimes, Sin. And speaking of guilty, she's next on the list.
No restraints. No mercy.
It's perfectly on theme, with tons of detail, striking the perfect balance between funny, sexy, and cool. Plus, the sound design is on point, with lots of little effects.
Makes sense the strongest Nikke ever would have a strong burst skill.
The strongest? No way, LAPLACE is the strongest. She once lifted an entire building with one hand while using the other to text. I'm pretty sure that was just a joke and not actually canon. Guilty is almost definitely stronger than me.
Yeah, but is she stronger than Lilywise? Comment below. It's actually a topic Export has been thinking a lot about. Back to the rankings though. Guilty is a solid A tier.
That leaves just one member of my squad left. Although, like the greedy thief she is, she's nabbed 2 different bursts for us to review.
At long last, I'm gonna escape.
It would take a truly villainous heart not to love this amazing burst. Just like it would be villainous not to listen to QUENCY's new theme song, Uncontainable. Link in the title card above and description below. It's a chill, jazzy song that covers both her original and alternate version's story and personality. Check it out.
Back to praising this burst. While it may be just a movie reference, it's a hilarious one. Her line is funny, and so is her expression when she gets caught.
Speaking as someone who works with her, I will say the line is a little weird. At long last I'm gonna escape? She does that all the time. And by the end of her story, it's clear she could escape the rehabilitation center anytime she wanted and is living in the jail by choice. That little nitpick aside, I'm fine with putting her in S tier. And I got a feeling her next one will be even better. It's QUENCY, Escape Queen.
I'll snatch it in the blink of an eye.
The animation here is so smooth. The pose is alluring, and that final shot of her eye on the necklace she's aiming to steal really bumps it up to being special.
I really don't want to have the criminal squad of Missilis have the highest average burst ranking on this list. It would look terrible for Missilis' public image.
Actually, I'd say having a bunch of criminals as the face of your company is pretty accurate, given your track record, boss. S tier.
I ought to exile you to the surface. Maybe there you'll see this next Nikke, Julia.
This battle shall be my masterpiece.
If this was a list based solely on how well a burst matches a character's theme, this would be S tier.
Yeah, but the ranking criteria is more than that. This is simple to a fault. And while I can appreciate the power of words, and by extension songs, even I have to admit there's just too little going on in this. D tier.
Ugh, who's teaching these Nikkes how to burst? This is an embarrassment for Missilis. Well, if anybody needs a refresher, they can join these next 2 Nikkes in class with the schoolgirls, starting with NAGA.
I want to preserve beautiful memories of my campus life.
Careful what you say, everyone. Too much praise and you might end up in prison with me.
I get the joke, but thankfully there really isn't much to praise here. There's not much happening or anything really unique. Heck, it's much worse than her event lobby wallpaper. It's average. C tier.
And here's the other half of the pair, Tia.
Stay focused, don't let your eyes wander.
Why does it have trippy, distorted graphic effects like my burst? Does this represent her having a mental break after Naga dumped her for Crown?
Yeah, what is this? Maxwell, explain.
I've got no idea. Is this some kind of reference to her liking lizards or something? Like the distortion is supposed to represent a chameleon changing colors? Honestly, I don't get it. D tier.
Sheesh, can't any of you give me a good burst? Ugh, what's next? Oh great, it's the nerds.
Boom! Boom! Boom!
I can certainly appreciate her determination to illegally hack every system she can, and in such a flashy style.
It's great! High energy visuals and voice lines. S tier. Finally, back on the right track. Let's see if the other nerd can match her partner's quality.
We're complete. I did it!
That's fair. very unique.
Oh wow, I didn't know Missilis catered to such cultured customers.
How did this possibly get out of the brainstorming phase? I'm going to kill whichever researcher approved this.
Look, there's a million jokes we can make about this. If this is your thing, it's obviously S tier. For everyone else who doesn't need therapy, it's at best C tier. And I think even that's being generous.
God, I want to burn my eyes out after seeing that.
Well, this next one might not burn your eyes, but it is inspired by a different type of self-immolation. It's TOVE.
The burning passion! The fiery will!
Her smile and energy are super happy, which is kind of weird considering this is referencing the time she set her arm on fire.
Like a lot of things in this game's story, it's best to just not think too hard about it, otherwise things really start to not make sense. As far as this burst goes, it's B tier.
Well, if I ever get injured by cosplaying a road flare, I'll make sure to visit this next Nikke, Pepper.
Vitamins recharged! I can do it!
Why is she calling a defibrillator vitamins? Oh great, did she unscrew up Pepper's vocal abilities too?
No, the Screen Actors Guild did that to Pepper. And Leona. And Mihara.
What?
Just Google it. As far as the burst, yes, that line is a little weird, and so is the green electricity. But aside from those weird design choices, it's a perfectly fine burst. Nothing special, but nothing horrible. C tier.
Now for one of the secretly saddest characters, which considering Missilis' track record is certainly saying something. It's ADMI.
Please, it's for everyone.
Just like with litter, throwing cute animals at something instantly makes it popular with the idiot public.
Using cuteness to hide a dark side. I like it.
It's happy, on theme, and probably the cutest lobby wallpaper in the game. A tier.
Speaking of characters everyone has forgotten, next is EPINEL.
You won't be forgetting this one anytime soon.
I suppose it's a good thing this burst is so mediocre, given it's on a character most players couldn't pick out of a lineup. Unlike me, who is always unfairly having fingers pointed at her in those police lineups.
I'm certain a villain like you definitely deserves to have the finger pointed at them. As for this burst though, half of it's just neon lines on the black screen, and the second half really feels like the animation ends too soon. Also, while the moon and sky background is cool, wouldn't it make more sense for her to be in a stadium or something? Either way, D tier.
I think I just about have the cure to this mind switch inducing fanfic figured out, and I didn't even have to disassemble Sin's brain.
Wait, what? When was that an option on the table?
As I was saying, it's good I'm almost done because there's only 2 bursts left. Next is Ein.
What are you looking at? Get lost!
What the hell is this? Not only is this basically just the event wallpaper with some extra animation added, but how in the world does this fit Ein's personality?
You don't like it? I figured you'd be a fan, considering you're both bratty teenagers.
I am not a bratty teenager. I'm not even a teenager. Actually, how old am I in canon anyway?
To avoid having to lock up half the Nikke fanbase, let's just say you're over 18 and leave it at that.
Back to the burst. I agree, it's really weird how Ein has this super negative attitude in her lines and animation, yet her entire character and event was about her desperately trying to make friends. It's such a weird mismatch. And like Suin said, this is basically the exact same background as her event wallpaper, which is super lazy. F tier.
And now for the last burst, and the Nikke who tried to warn you about that pilgrim's dangerous writings weeks ago. Hopefully next time you'll actually read the emails she sends. Or join the channel as a member, which gives you early access to videos, members-only live streams, and your name in the credits. Click join for details. Anyway, here's Kilo.
Let's go, Talos!
Roger.
Hey, in my defense, how many people actually knew Kilo was part of Missilis? Be honest, viewer, you probably thought she was classified as a pilgrim, didn't you? What she should be classified as is a hero! This burst is so cool! Not only does it show Talos charging into action, but the determined and fierce expression of Kilo is exactly what a proper hero should have when leaping in to save the day! S tier, and that's it for the...
Not so fast. There's one more.
What? Who? I mean, it's not like it'd be the first time Export forgot to include something on a list, but as forgettable as all you buckets of bolts are, I'm pretty sure we covered every Missilis Nikke.
Every Nikke, yes. But aren't you forgetting the most iconic of all Missilis bursts?
What are you? Oh no. No! Don't show it! That's not canon! Everything that happened on that day was just a wild fever dream of that idiot commander. It's not real! Matisse, get your butt over here!
This might be the most accurate portrayal of Suin I've ever seen.
Yep, fits her perfectly. It's got great animation, hilarious references, and voiceover, and is super memorable. Hey, aren't you two supposed to be defending me? How can you say that this is a good burst?
Oh, and here I planned on putting you at the very top of S tier. But if you don't want to be the best...
Wait, Fine. I mean, I am the best. So I guess it would make sense to put me on top. S tier.
Alright, I think I have the cures synthesized. LAPLACE, hurry and escort Sin back to the rehabilitation center. LAPLACE?
She doesn't want to do that.
Ah, your mask. How did you remove it?
That's thanks to you and your precious hero over here. Like I said, it is a very nicely built cannon, Maxwell. It's so strong. Strong enough to crack the seals on his mask thanks to Suin telling LAPLACE to smack me with it. I'll be leaving now, and you don't want to follow me. Instead, how about you three do the outro? Don't worry though, I'll be back. After all, I'm one of Export's favorites. It's why she gave me the best theme song out of all Nikke's. Check out Taste My Silver Tongue. Link in the title card above and description below. See you later, heroes.
Damn her and her self-promotion. Share your ideas for any future lists or videos, and join the channel for members-only live streams, your name in the credits, and early access to new videos. Click the join button for full details.
Hit the like button. Check out the other tier lists and fan songs on the channel and share the video around. It really helps. And most importantly, fight for justice. Don't forget to subscribe for more Nikke content. See you next time, Commander.
You'll steal from me, you'll lie for me, you'll kill for me, you'll die for me. I'm sin, taste my silver tongue.
Oh yes.
I'm the patron of lust, saint of pride. They'll all envy you with me by your side. I'm sin, dangerous as they come.
I'm Sin. Taste my silver tongue. Now let's go have some fun.